yo.
Yeah,
What up,
yeah.
what up, what up? Let me get some volume on that music right there, man. I'm your instigator / moderator, Dharma Rock. To my right, Pyro the Fireman.
Yeah. Pyro in the building. Let's go. Another locker room episode.
Yeah. The one and only PS died.
Live from Bedford-Stuyvesant. It's the livest one, y'all.
Adriel the Natural.
Yo. I just want to give a special holiday shout out to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Left field.
Yeah, baby. That's 2 weeks in a row now. That's a record.
I used to love you. Know you.
Turn me up. Turn my mic up. Turn my mic up.
Turn everybody up a little bit.
Hello? Uh-oh. I don't know. I don't think I can hear me.
I'm saying we gotta get used to your levels. You gotta, you come 3 weeks in a row, we make sure you gravy.
All right.
So what's up? Listen, Bengals lost. He finally on it. Andy Dalton finally came back to life. We need to find out who's the real pretenders. Are the undefeated teams left? Even some of the teams that lost. Who's the pretenders? Who's the contenders? What we got, pal?
Well, last week we had Broncos, Packers, and Seahawks all took a big L last week. And it looked kind of crazy, It looked kind of crazy, especially for the Broncos. They lost Peyton Manning. The Seahawks, that lost last week again. They looking like they out of it, but the team I want to talk about is the Green Bay Packers, man.
Why we gotta talk about them? Look,
I don't think.
Notice the moderator got a little soft in his voice.
I'm just saying.
Why we gotta do all that?
I think Peyton Manning getting hurt. I think that's more of a story. But whatever you guys want to do, I'm with.
We gonna get on the Peyton Manning, but I cannot believe Green Bay lost to Detroit at home.
And before you go any further, this has nothing to do with you picking them in your locker room locks, right?
That too.
All right.
I cannot believe I saved you guys all year for my locks, and you guys go out there and throw up that stinking loss to the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, man. There's no excuse. There's no. After losing two in a row at home, you were supposed to rebound and come back and do that, and I'm very concerned moving forward. The receivers can't get no separation from the cornerbacks. They can't get open. Aaron Rodgers is throwing a little bit inaccurate because he's trying to be too perfect and has to do everything. And they just, I don't know, man, they folding down the stretch, and I'm a little concerned with Green Bay.
Who's next? I don't really have any
Here's the thing with the Green Bay Packers, man. I know I purposely picked the Green Bay Packers not to make the playoffs this season, even though I knew they were going to start off hot. And the main reason was Jordy Nelson. I think a lot of people underestimate not just the talent of a Jordy Nelson, but the chemistry that he and Aaron Rodgers had. Now, I liken their chemistry to a Montana Rice chemistry, a Steve Young Rice chemistry. I'm not saying they're as great of a tandem, but the way those guys are always in sync. Jordy Nelson sees everything that Aaron Rodgers sees, and I've noticed that throughout the past couple years to where Green Bay could be going through the motions and then boom, quick bomb, 60 yards, 70 yards, 80 yards to Jordy Nelson. And I knew without that, Aaron Rodgers was going to have to tough it out a little bit more. And with these receivers he has, there's just only so much he could do because Aaron Rodgers is not a fighter. He needs perfect conditions in order to perform. And right now, with all the trials and tribulations that Green Bay is going through, they're failing miserably. And I still stick to it. The Green Bay Packers will not make the playoffs.
You still left field, man. You up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I can't really hear myself. But anyway, amongst those three right now, we got, Denver Broncos. They sitting at 7-2. We got the Packers at 6-3, and we got the Seattle Seahawks at 4-5. Personally, Seahawks, they're done. Finished. They're in the most trouble out of all of them, and they're going to have the most trouble trying to make the playoffs. And everybody obviously expected them to be in the playoffs and probably predict them to be in the Super Bowl again.
I picked them.
So, Denver Broncos, I don't see them. They can still make the playoffs because they got pretty much a big, comfortable lead. They're going to win that division even with their backup quarterback. But going forward and actually winning in the playoffs without, Peyton Manning, that's going to be a very tall task. I don't see that. The defense is excellent, so they still have a chance. But to excel, to get to that Super Bowl level, which everybody expected also, I don't think that's happening. Green Bay Packers, they in the middle of that pack, obviously. And so they're still a wild card with me. I still think Allen Rodgers has enough to turn it around. I mean, like you said, the Jordy Nelson not being there is big, but we saw what he did in the beginning of the season, and I don't know what actually kind of fell off, but they could get back there and they could be a contender. As far as, excelling in the playoffs, I don't see that. But making to the playoffs, I'll say they'll make it.
Well, they play Minnesota today. Who do you have winning that game today?
I mean, personally, I think Minnesota probably got that. I like where Minnesota is at right now. They clicking it pretty much on all levels. Adrian Peterson, he's running wild on the defenses right now. So I give them the edge in that game. But also, you got to watch out. That's how many losses for Green Bay? That's
if they lose today, that's 4 in a row. If they
I'm
lose
saying
today.
3. I don't know. It's gonna be a real tight because them going 4 in a row. It's gonna be tight. So that's gonna be a real contested game. But I'm going with Minnesota on that game.
P.S.
What he said. But definitely, yeah, what he said. I out of those teams, I gotta go with Denver first because their quarterback situation. That's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a big problem going forward. If Peyton Manning can't get somewhat healthy, going at the end, getting towards the playoffs, Denver ain't gonna do nothing in the playoffs at all.
Do you still have them making the playoffs though?
Oh yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs. They lead. I think they got a comfortable lead. They still gonna get a couple of wins. Their defense is gonna carry them to 2 wins.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So they're gonna still get to the playoffs. Seahawks. It's kind of
stick a fork in them.
I was going to ask him.
I want to talk about.
I want to sit here Rodgers.
Take
a man when he's down.
Yeah.
I want to talk about.
No. I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna get to Green Bay next. But Seahawks, it's about over. It's just about. It's just.
Russell, you heard that?
It's just about. You know why? What are they known for? They's totally different from what they know. Yo, they defense is type suspect right now. They secondary.
I mean, they got a lot of problems all across the board.
So if their defense is suspect, and then you depended on this dude to do everything because they ain't protecting Russell Wilson at all. He's running for his life.
At all.
So they kind of done to me. To me, Green Bay, even with Jordy Nelson not being there is a big deal. But Green Bay, I just can't, in my mind, I can't picture them losing 4 in a row today. In my mind,
you putting on record Green Bay will win today.
I'm picking them for today to win. Wow, and that's I'm putting them on record to win today.
And even if they don't win, they still got and they got Detroit again. Still got the Bears. They still all right.
And you got Minnesota again. And you got Oakland.
Yeah, you got Minnesota at your place.
Dallas.
Again, but you still. Anyway.
Tony Romo.
Anyway, don't ever when we talk about pretenders and contenders, don't ever bring up Tony Romo. Don't. But
there's a new shotgun right there.
Yeah. But I'm saying Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers, man. You know what I mean? He's gonna get you a couple of. He gonna get them to. I feel they're getting to the playoffs. Now, if you asking me how far they'll go in the playoffs, how they looking now? Yes, they looking a little shaky.
Well, I never had Green Bay going far.
I thought Green Bay had a good shot, especially the way they started off. But getting back to Denver real quick, I didn't really talk about them. I think they're doing what they should have did last year. When they had such a good record last year, Peyton was obviously hurt. He started off last year on fire. You don't just lose that in the midst of 1 week to a next week. He was obviously hurt. You should have sat him down, got him right for the playoffs.
Good point.
See what this guy got for you. Now you got off to the 7-0 start. You lost 2 in a row. Peyton again regressing even more than he was, and he wasn't that good to start this season. Rest him right now.
What do you think?
See what's gonna happen.
What do you think about the rumor? There's a rumor that the Broncos organization set Peyton Manning up to fail because you can't just yank Peyton Manning out the lineup. You have to pretty much make him embarrass himself on national TV in order to justify benching him.
Well, I don't know about that rumor. What I do know is, before the season started, I remember us even having a topic. Could Peyton Manning play 3-4 more seasons like he said? Nah, man, you gotta retire. When people start saying your little brother's better than you now, Eli, you gotta go. You gotta go. It's time to go. 17 interceptions in however many games, rest him up. I do feel he's gonna be better for the playoffs, and he will have to retire after this year. Whether Denver did this on purpose or not, I doubt it, because you want to win. Yeah. You want to get the Super Bowl. You put together this team, that big defense, to try to win. So, I don't know about those rumors, but this is a good move. Rest him up, get him right. The record's good. Y'all going to the playoffs. The only unfortunate thing is they needed to keep pace with New England to get home field advantage, and they didn't. And no matter how healthy he is, they're not going into New England.
New England look like they got a couple.
They got a couple
chinks in their armor right now with the injuries to Deion Lewis and Julian Edelman. So we'll see if teams can take advantage to what the Giants pretty much set a blueprint last week. But I want to get back to the Seattle Seahawks, man. Okay, now this team Their pride and joy is fourth quarter execution. And all 5 of their losses, they've had leads in the fourth quarter that they've relinquished. That's why they look so bad. Fourth quarter execution is the difference between good teams and bad teams. And the way the Seattle Seahawks are losing, they're looking like a very bad team. Now, just like you alluded to, they got problems all across the board. The defense is looking leaky. The offensive line is looking crazy. Therefore, Marshawn Lynch and that running game can't get going. Russell Wilson can't do his thing. But as much as I hype up my boy Russell Wilson with all these problems, man, I got to put it all on you, because great quarterback play can make up for a lot of deficiencies on your team. And I don't like how, basically, to me, Russell Wilson looks a little off. His focus is not there. Even in fourth quarters, which he's pretty much known for his fourth quarter execution, to me, it comes right back down to what I've been saying in the beginning of the season. Miss Sierra, I know you love the attention. You got the superstar quarterback on your arm. Every chance you get, you're posting on Instagram, social media, going crazy. You got to understand, in order to be the wife of a superstar NFL quarterback, you have to understand his obsession during the season has to be all about football. It can't be all about you. And the problem is, Russell Wilson is so in love, I don't think he really realizes that. To me, he's always prided himself on preparation. I don't see a prepared quarterback. I don't see a guy that's studying the film room, detail-oriented. I don't see that. I put all of this on the Seattle Seahawks. If they're going to turn around, it has to be on the shoulders of Russell Wilson.
I was going to ask him, is Sierra dating any of the defense? Because Fitzgerald had his way last week.
Listen. Nobody. Pretty much what Tom Brady did in the Super Bowl, everybody was like, yo, let's go at these dudes. They struggle with teams that can throw the ball down the field. And when you have a cat like Larry Fitzgerald that's not scared of a Cam Chancellor, who's not intimidated by that, eventually you know, they start leaking a little bit. But I agree with you, they have a myriad of problems, but all these games are close. They're not getting blown out. Sure. A play here, a play there by the quarterback. Like I said, the quarterback play can make up for a lot of deficiencies, and I think Russell Wilson is just not focused. The reason why they've been winning is fourth quarter execution. Either the defense executes in the fourth quarter or the quarterback executes in the fourth quarter. I think I got to put that on the quarterback.
I got 2 things to say on that. To me, it's 2 issues. It's Pete Carroll and it's Russell Wilson. Like I was telling you before, Pete Carroll thinks he's the smartest person in the room all the time, and that's the problem. The formula's been the same. Get the ball to Marshawn and let him do what he do. But
Marshawn's been hurt all season. He's been looking crazy.
If you on the field, you playing, you're supposed to play.
You gotta play.
Like you gotta play. If you hurt, sit down. And then with Russell Wilson, why you do have a point when it comes to Seattle, I can't. Nah, that's on him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady's married to a supermodel. He seems to be focused all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's on him.
Actually, you know what's crazy is now they're talking about Aaron Rodgers' girlfriend being that distraction.
This the locker room. We say what they can't. I don't want to hear no athlete using their woman, their wife as
they don't use it. They don't use it.
I don't want. No.
Here's the thing. It's been proven throughout how these guys off the field, female problems. Tony Romo had a situation when he was with Carrie Underwood. That was a problem. You understand what I'm saying? The Kardashian effect, James Harden. Well, we ain't gonna talk about basketball right now.
Okay, don't you come to this show every week?
I feel you.
Though sometimes you might have a problem or two. Don't I come?
But I just think an NFL quarterback has to be obsessed with his team and that playbook the same way an NFL coach does.
So that says a lot about him.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Any little bit of a drop-off can severely affect the whole entire team.
I agree. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
But real quick, what happened to the dynamic with Graham coming in and helping that offense? Have y'all seen that?
Another thing I wanted to bring up. The offensive coordinator recently called out Russell Wilson. And honestly, I think it's about time that they start calling him out. Percy Harvin kind of called him out last year, and they ended up going on a run. It's about time people put him on the carpet, because now this offensive coordinator, he's been getting killed. Marshawn Lynch's mom killed the offensive coordinator, but he's on record saying Russell is missing certain plays, and that's why I go back down to these games are close. It's like an inch difference between winning and losing. If he makes a play here and there, we're not talking about the Seattle Seahawks struggling right now.
Well, It's Sunday morning. Anybody go out last night?
Nah.
So nobody went out and did the dad. Nobody did the dad? Let's talk about your man Cam Newton. Are they overreacting? What's going on?
Definitely overreacting. Like, it's a dance. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, the elephant in the room is there's some philosophy that black people, Hispanic people, whoever, supposed to play the game a certain way. That's where this saying comes from, play the game the right way. Yo, the last I checked, if y'all remember, anybody follow baseball, you ever seen when a hitter get up to the plate and then he points the bat like he about to hit a home run? That's from Babe Ruth. Nobody had a problem when, you know what I'm saying, when dudes is cocky when they doing it. When we're being cocky, you know, that's just how some people play. Now, do some people go overboard at times? Yeah, sometimes. One thing I will say, I don't like when Cam used to dance when they used to be losing. Like, you're down 14 and you dancing. I'm like, that bugs me out. But right now, y'all undefeated. Y'all got reasons to be happy. I don't understand this playing the game the right way. Please explain what the right way is to win.
Listen, man, this goes all along with the unsubstantiated criticism that Cam Newton's been facing his whole entire career. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, I alluded to the fact that when Cam does something, whether he's winning or losing, they're gonna find a way to get at him. Now, the thing that I have a problem with is that I'm a grown man. You telling me how I should celebrate my success? Okay? This goes right along with society, American society, to where white people try to dictate how other people live their lives. I'm not harming anyone. I'm dancing. I'm in my own joy right now. If the Tennessee Titans had a problem with Cam Newton dancing, stop him from getting in that end zone. You understand what I'm saying? All this boy is doing is balling out of control. I'm a grown man. You have no right to tell me how I can celebrate
and how
my
long?
success.
How long?
Exactly. If that and some little lady from Tennessee, she wrote a letter talking about how her 4-year-old daughter was traumatized by what Cam Newton was doing.
Come on, you know what's
more traumatizing?
You know when a black man move their hips, you know they get a little crazy.
But what's more traumatizing than Cam Newton dancing? That whack Tennessee team you gotta watch every week. Why don't you write a letter about that, lady?
What's crazy is, just real quick, when another quarterback was celebrating end zone, there's commercials behind it. Discount double. There's commercials behind it. Like, it's popular. But
Tom Brady, Psycho Tom, he goes crazy.
Saying, like, I don't have my thing is, I don't understand this playing the game the right way. That's just, to me, that's just code language for y'all supposed to do it this way how we do it. Exactly. But you know what I'm saying? And to me, that we need to stop acting like that's not what it is, because that's exactly what it is.
Amen. Preach, brother.
Left, where you at? You over there?
You know me. I always gotta come from a different angle. You know.
Oh!
I'm not gonna sit here and say that I have a problem with the dance. You know, everybody is entitled to have a celebration. You know, but it was a little excessive. And I know you say you shouldn't put a time limit on it, you know, but at the same time, you don't want to show up the team. You don't want to embarrass the team. You want to do your celebration, get it on and get it off. You know, so it's just like, I'm not gonna go, you know, like sometimes you're showing up the team. A lot of times in baseball, when you try
a long dance though, man.
But I say it.
How you gonna complete the routine, man?
I feel you what you're saying, but sometimes you might want to shorten it just a little bit, you know, because at the same time, you don't want to show up the team. You don't want to give that extra team that extra motivation. Next time, they might try to come out and hurt you because you try. You know,
they gonna do that.
I mean, regardless, but they might try a dirty attack, something dirty that's illegal to hurt you. You know, so at the same time, you want to play the game. I understand you saying this is fundamentally right, the right way to play it, but it's also unwritten rules of what you're supposed to do and not supposed to do, and you don't want to show up the other team and give that extra motivation. This is my point.
Other players around the NFL have done that dance. They just shortened it, like you said.
Yeah.
So it wasn't so much of a big deal.
Exactly.
And they make it a bigger deal when Cam does something like that.
You know. And then I don't know if y'all seen, he did the dance, but then when the guy had a problem with it, and when he came,
he dapped him again.
He did it again.
That was hot.
You know, so he did it again. So that, you know,
that's just competition.
But I understand it's in the heat of the moment, but I'm not knocking it. I love the dance, you know, but he needs to shorten it just a little bit, you know, because if you see the other type of dances, the other guys, you know, is 1-2 and they in and out, and not you know, I don't want to compare it, but we do our own thing, but just shorten it a little bit, just a little bit.
I don't know, it just sounds like we're living in a real sensitive society, and we have a quarterback that got his first L that was a little sensitive too. He didn't like some of J.J. Watt's comments.
Oh, the red rifle.
Yeah, elaborate.
The red rifle.
The red rifle.
The red rifle, man. You know,
The BB gun?
last week he reverted back to the Andy Dalton that we know. The Andy Dalton that we was hoping disappeared, and we ain't gonna see in the playoffs.
And I can't even trade him. The trading deadline is over in fantasy. Damn.
So now, to me, it's only one loss. So it's no need to panic or go crazy as if you're a Cincinnati fan or if you're rooting for them. But the thing to me is the questions have to arise now. Has Andy Dalton turned the corner, or is he that Andy Dalton from the past? Is he the BB gun? What J.J. Watts called him? The
We got to
the
turn
red
a
BB
rifle
gun?
into the BB gun.
You know, whatever it was.
Basically.
Like, and then Andy Dalton, to me, if you had said that about Tom Brady would have been like, who cares what he said, whatever. Andy Dalton got all sensitive. And when you listen to the whole thing, what J.J. Watt said, he was like, they're playing awesome. They're offensive great. They've been running on all cylinders. We were trying to change the red rifle into the BB gun because we knew what they could do. He just took that one little part and was like, oh, he has no class. He should be
He was a little extra
model.
sensitive to that, to the point where I think maybe you do believe what J.J. Watt was saying about you.
Exactly.
Because if you have turned that corner, Andy Dalton, you would be like, you know what? Whatever. They won this game. We'll get them next time.
Exactly.
I can't wait to get back on that field.
Oh, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And this goes along with what I've been thinking about the Cincinnati Bengals all season. I did pick them to win the division. I did pick them to win the playoffs. But until Andy Dalton can show me that he can rise to that occasion on the playoff pressure, I'm not going to believe in the Cincinnati Bengals being true championship contenders.
Well said.
Yeah, what I'm gonna say to this is it's kind of tied into our last subject. We talk about Cam Dancing. All Andy Dalton had to do was be arrogant and say, "Yeah, that's real funny. We'll see you in the playoffs."
That's
I
it.
guess you're not going. You just be arrogant.
They're not slick enough.
That's
Yeah.
all you have to be, and that's the same thing I'm talking about with the dance. With this is professional sports. It is different than me taking my son to play football on the weekend. It's supposed to be sportsmanship. No, in professional sports, you're supposed to demoralize people. You get that's your job to win.
Especially
and sometimes,
football, man.
yeah. So sometimes
physically and mentally, you supposed
so
to
J.J.
demoralize
Watt
people.
got your loss, your first loss. He trying to be slick at the mouth. Turn right back around and be slick. Be like, well, something about him being the number one player in the NFL who can't make the playoffs.
Exactly.
That's all you got to say.
So real quick, let me just jump on that. So you saying you're supposed to demoralize your opponent. So when you had Irvin running in the star, and when you
mean T.O.?
T.O.
My bad. Yeah, T.O. when he's so wasn't that over the top?
But I loved it.
Okay,
I loved it.
All right,
I loved it.
But at the same time, it's supposed to be some type of levels to it. You don't want to take it overboard.
No.
I mean, when he did that, nobody liked when T.O. went in the middle.
No, the Cowboys didn't like it. All is fair in love and war.
So you say
all is fair.
If you don't want me celebrating, stop me.
Only thing I'm not with breaking the rule or anything like that. But if I'm doing stuff within the confines of a game and I'm busting I'm gonna let you know. Like think about Jordan. It wasn't just that Jordan was good. He let you know what he was doing to you. He talked to you. Why? So the next time you see them, they
Kind of how Steph Curry's doing right now.
You see.
Well, Mike always he would talk to the ref too to make sure they blow that call. My
Yeah.
gunshots is low and I don't like it. My gunshots is low.
That's how
and I
you
don't
know
like it.
when you
Jordan
reach-
did that.
That's how you know when you reach superstar status. When you see the biggest stars arguing with referees, that's how you know.
Yeah.
They argue, but all of them don't get it.
Yeah.
Listen, man. I don't know, man. Y'all hear the music? Turn it up, man.
Y'all know what time it is.
Left field, where you at?
All right,
Y'all know what
Come
it is.
join me in the basement, left field. I made steak and eggs.
I need to know them locker room standards right now.
Welcome.
We let it bump. We let it bump. It's the locker room locks, baby. That time of the week where we continuing our season-long contest of our locker room locks. We
Left
each
field,
pick
let
a
me a little
team.
note. You got a little note?
Yeah.
Let them know. We each got to pick a team. We can't pick the same team twice.
Yep.
Person with the most wins at the end of the season get a bottle. Person with the least wins got to sing on this air.
Wait a minute. Did Slim send a pick?
No.
He catches the loss.
Yeah, he has an automatic.
Bang, bang.
That's more than LL. That's an L.
Okay,
So
so
let's
let's.
send in this pick. So
What happened last week?
Slim lost. We can start with Slim. He took an L last week. He's on a if he lost today, now he's on a 3-game winning streak.
Losing
streak.
Losing streak. His pick last week was Seattle. The disappointing that we just talked about, So we're gonna start with everybody who took an L last week.
I'll go last.
You know, I'll go with myself. I was on a little win streak. I was feeling really good, and the Green Bay Packers brought me way back down to life. And I took a L last week. My record's now 7-2, and this week
Still pretty good.
Damn, 7-2. Damn.
I was looking for a reason to hate, but that's still pretty
7-2?
good.
You only got 2 losses?
That's it.
crazy.
That's-
So the very first week and then last week?
that's it.
Oh,
That's
wow.
it.
Nice.
So, you know, this week I got New England over the Bills, man. I can't stand New England. Bums. But don't be bums today. Win, stay undefeated. As much as I don't like New England, Rex Ryan, you get on my nerves even more. So let's do it. That's my lot. Who else took an L last week? Left field, you lost?
Yeah, we was just talking about those bums Cincinnati on Monday night through that stinker. But I'm 4-5 right now, so I'm going with Seattle over San Fran today. Seattle got to get on track, yo. So I think I'm going to be on the winning side.
And I think everybody else, that's it.
Yeah,
I think that's it. Everybody else had a win. So natural. You've been on a little up and down but winning streak lately, you know.
Yes, sir.
And-
Consistency. This is the name of the game, baby.
You won last week with Pitt. And this week, you threw the
Yeah.
monkey wrench in the game and picked the Thursday night game.
That's right, baby. Them Jacksonville Jaguars very much improved. Blake Bortles came through. Lovely for the boy. So I had to take that big fat win on Thursday. So I'm already set for this week.
Yeah, so your record's now 7-3.
It's pretty good.
You know, after he started off a little slow, but I'm coming on 7-3 now. P.S. You
Yes,
got to win last week with the Panthers.
Yes, I did.
Your record's now up to 5-4. Climbed up out of the basement.
Why you looking at me?
Climbed up out the basement.
I'm just here.
Who you got this week?
This week I got the Eagles over the Bucks. Look at this.
Eagles over the Bucks. You
Yeah.
feel real good about that? I think that's kind of shit.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little. This one is gonna be a little interesting. I ain't gonna lie.
It's getting to the nitty gritty, man. It's getting to the nitty gritty.
Well, listen, man. I got laughed at. People smiled and joked at me when I picked Chicago, and oh, that's real. No, it's not, because they need. Matt Forte might need to sit out a few more weeks. That young boy Lanford is back,
Yeah.
and the Bears pulled that off. But this week, I'm going with the dab. I ain't that good at it, but I was supposed to be. I'm going with your Panthers and your man Cam Newton, man. I feel real good about that.
Cam over the rest.
Quan, don't laugh at my dad, man. You teach me after the show.
Well, you know, that's our locker room locks.
All right, no doubt.
It's locked in.
Yep.
Sir.
We're gonna see what it is next week. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? We got a special guest in the building too. We're gonna have to go out and get him. Well, you go. I handle that. No. You go to the next one. I handle that. Let me get my flex on real quick.
So, you know, it's time to talk a little NBA basketball.
Yeah. Let's hoop it up, baby.
You know, so where do we want to start? I think I want to start with some of these disappointing teams that's been going on. Natural.
Yes, sir.
What's some of the teams that have been disappointing you in, and why, and you know, what's going on with them?
Just off the top of the head, there's 3 teams that are very much underachieving right now. I'm going to call out the Houston Rockets, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, these 3 teams have had championship aspirations going into the season, and right now, all 3 teams are looking nervous. Let's start with the Los Angeles Clippers. They talk a lot of stuff. You want to poke the bear, you go and personally at the defending NBA champion, Golden State Warriors, and what happens? Just the other day, up 23 points, they melt down. Another fourth quarter meltdown by the Los Angeles Clippers, to the point where cats don't want it. The bright lights come on, and too many Los Angeles Clippers are running and hiding, i.e. the latest one, Mr. Blake Griffin. We calling you on the carpet, man. That performance in the fourth quarter after dominating the first 3 quarters. If anybody knows me, I'm all about fourth quarter execution. I don't care if you nice for the first 3 quarters. I want to see you nice all 4 quarters if you want me to respect you. So definitely calling out the Los Angeles Clippers. That's the number 1 team I think that's the most disappointing, because with the additions of Lance Stevenson and Paul Pierce, you would think that versatility, that veteran presence, that championship moxie would rub off, but it seems like they're getting worse.
Yo, we got Anthony Mason Jr. in the building. What's going on, man?
Chilling.
Now,
So what's up? I'm walking in on this song.
we gonna finish up this. We gonna finish up this, and then we gonna get into that. So, I hear a lot of Blake Griffin. Nobody said nothing about Chris
No,
Paul
no,
yet?
no. I was letting him.
Okay,
I'm-
because
Well, here's the thing. Chris Paul is getting a lot of flack. Basically, his standing in the league, his superstar status, he's been in the league a lot. But the thing is, Chris Paul is the quintessential point guard. And in my opinion, there's only so much that he could do as the quintessential point
problem.
guard.
This is my
Blake
problem.
Griffin is supposed to be your monster, your horse. Now, I just referred to the other night against Golden State. Let's refer to the infamous game last year, Game 6 in the playoffs. At the Los Angeles Clippers, you have a chance to close out the Houston Rockets down by double digits going into the fourth quarter. Can I read you off Blake Griffin's stats in that fourth quarter? 0 points, 0 for 5 field goal shooting in the fourth quarter. He ran and hid. He disappeared. Now, if you look at the box score after that game, you'll be like, dang, Blake Griffin had a good game. But no, Blake Griffin routinely comes up small in big-time situations. I just can't rock with that.
Yeah, sure.
Yo, I hate to do it. Chris Paul, man, he got to change. He got to change the format what he doing. Let me tell you what he did that was wrong. If you watched basketball years ago, there was when Magic was with Kareem. Pat Riley sat Magic down. He had to tell him like, yo, it's time for you got to take over the team. You got to be the dude. Because it used to be Kareem's team. Now we need you to be the dude.
It's always been Chris Paul's team, though.
Doc Rivers need to have this conversation with Chris Paul.
That's what I've been saying all the time.
We are the only way we're gonna get to a championship is by Blake Griffin. Chris Paul had 35 points. Ask me how many times he got double teamed that game. I'll tell you, none. Because he's not a player that you have to double team. You give Blake the ball, you got to double him. He's going to get you in foul jeopardy.
I saw Klay
Blake took
Thompson
3
guarding
shots
him.
in the fourth
I
quarter.
saw Thompson guarding him in the post.
Yeah, you're right.
And Blake Griffin wanted
You're
nothing
right.
to
But
do
see,
with that old man in the post.
also what your point guard does is he gives you confidence. Like, yo, but that's what a point guard supposed to do. Yo, he can't guard you, son. He can't guard you. Keep giving him the ball. He can't guard you. That's a point guard.
Mace, what you think, man? What you
I
think?
need your input
What you
in this,
think,
man. I see you enter right there. Give me some of your input, man.
I have to disagree. Like, nah, CP doing what he got to do. I have to agree on Blake, like Shaq and all the greats say about Blake. He shies away from what he truly should be in that post, damaging and going up, killing people in that low post area.
But Mace,
And
how
you
does he
say
get the ball?
He gets the ball.
He does get the ball. Did you see that fourth
No,
quarter
he
the
gets
other
the
day,
ball.
man?
Now you said CP, right? You said
That's
CP.
why in this particular game.
And Chris Paul is known to be that point guard to get in his players and be like, let's play hard, let's go.
Right.
Now I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm up against Steph Curry right now. I'm up against an undefeated team.
Exactly.
I'm gonna shy away from what I'm supposed to do because my players ain't going, or we gonna get killed.
Now you sure he didn't take that little embarrassing move from last year and took this matchup a little personal?
But you should, and
And
everybody
didn't
else
get his
should
teammates
follow.
involved? And then they blew a 23-point lead.
But you can't say what CP3 did blew that 20-point lead.
I just said it was a question.
What had him that 20-point lead was what CP3 did.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what gave you that 23-point lead.
You hit it on the head. Like that fourth quarter, you had Klay Thompson on you in the post,
And he didn't want no parts of him.
He was pushing you out. You had Klay Thompson pushing you out to the 3-point line.
Exactly.
Up until that point, I thought Blake was having a great season. This game took me back to last year with Blake Griffin.
So trade him
in that fourth quarter. No.
We definitely shying away from Steph Curry greatness. Too.
Yeah.
Not like you going
yeah,
up
yeah.
against just no, you know.
I mean, what we seeing is unbelievable right now, man. Like he's definitely taking a lot of steps to taking over this game. Like seriously, like if he ain't there yet, but it's really crazy what he's doing. But back to the Clippers, man. This Houston thing is a hangover. Now you got to prove it to people that you're not chokers.
I think after that game and letting that 20-point lead down, that was like your heart in the Warriors.
Yeah.
Your heart is gone. This is
Blake
heart is
Griffin-
in Oakland right
Blake Griffin after the game said they are the better team. This
Yeah,
is
he
not
said
a
it,
rivalry.
And that's
Yeah.
when you know I done took your heart. When you just took it right out of their shuttle and say, hey, here, my jersey, shorts, everything.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. He said this?
PS one.
No. But see, I took it different. He be like, yo, what rivalry? Like he said, what rivalry? They beating us. They like, let's keep it.
Clippers talk like they got some
But see,
stuff
that's
on,
why
you know what
I
I mean?
like. But see, that's
Yeah, I don't
why
see it.
they need to take on some of what he's saying. We ain't do nothing yet. Like I'm not. What you're saying is true. He
speaking
does.
of that,
Yeah.
He needs to be more aggressive, no doubt. But it's hard to be aggressive when this dude is constantly trying to put up shots, dribbling. Son, give up the rock. Let me work. Let me work.
I can't rock with that
yes,
one.
yes.
I'm always gonna rock with that.
Blake gets he brings the ball up the floor. He's able to do everything freely in the front court. So it's like on him to decide on what type of move is he doing.
And he does have the freedom to be a playmaker.
His post moves is not.
They've been giving him that.
It's okay. It's not like he's the traditional back to the basket.
I don't know. I just always felt like Chris Paul hasn't figured out when to take off, when to distribute, when to take his own shots. He hasn't figured that out yet. In my opinion.
Well, going along with that situation, a couple of weeks ago we had a debate where basically people were trying to put an asterisk next to Steph Curry's run last year, talking about, I want to see him in a 7-game series against somebody like Westbrook that's going to go at him. And that's what Chris Paul used as the formula. Listen, nobody is making Steph Curry guard them. I'm going to go at them. Listen, for like the last 3 years, when you see the battles between Chris Paul and Steph Curry, they go at each other. Chris Paul does not back down from this dude.
Nah.
But there's only so much. Steph Curry is always a little bit better. Until this year, where he's just a million times better.
And you know they switched Curry off. And we saw the game. They switched Curry off.
Definitely.
Curry wasn't going for him.
They
have the horses to do that.
Coaches decision. I mean, it's a lot of decisions. There's a lot of times with the game going on, you're not gonna have your best player guarding the other best player every play down.
Exactly.
It might be a foul situation, might any type of situation. It's not because I don't want to guard this man. It's because of the traditional. It's more to the game than just what we viewing as the
one-on-one. That one-on-one matchup.
Exactly. Like,
Well, mate, tell it before, because we got a whole bunch of little basketball things to talk, and we only got a few minutes. Tell the people what's up with you, what you've been doing, what's going on, man.
I just recently stepped away from the basketball court. Retired.
You retired?
Yeah.
Wow.
For sure, yeah. Jumping into like production film, I got the show that comes on after this. I went to school for communications, and it was just a time when you got to know where your passion and your drive is. How much more was I going to put into the basketball, and how much more I done did it all. Like some coaches say, I went to the NBA for a cup of coffee. He was there, locker room with the Heat, playing with LeBron.
I saw a move. I was looking for a picture to put up, and they got you putting a little move on LeBron. I was like, oh, LeBron went that way.
Training
I saw that. LeBron with the toe, he went the whole other way.
Yeah, that was a great, experience being down there in Miami. So right now, coming from overseas, did the overseas venture, played in the D League. I just did a lot. Been playing ball since I was little.
Yes.
So it was just time for me to transition careers.
That's what's up, man. Well, you play for my favorite college basketball team, St. John's,
baby.
We're
looking good right now.
Looking good. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. What do you think about Chris Mullin being the coach and the direction that they're going in right now?
I think it brings a lot of that love back to the city as far as like having that Chris Mullin figure back, because he goes down as the Hall of Fame and greatest St. John player all time. So just having it back and having the community more involved with what's going on in Queens and having the team there. And I've been to a couple of practices and stuff, and I knew like it's a slow start because it's a brand new coach, brand new staff, so it's a slow start. Like, because everybody was like, oh, they lost to their D2. What's going on?
Yeah, that's scary.
First of all, the game don't start. It doesn't count. It's an exhibition game. Yeah. It's the first game, first jitters and everything. But you see how they transition over to the next couple of games. Now they 4-0.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it was a great thing having Chris back and everything. So I'm very excited.
And y'all just signed a player that I went to see yesterday, Shamari Pounds.
Yeah, I gotta go see him. They say he the truth.
He
all right?
What's the next question? No. Let me have to go to the show next week.
Real quick.
You have to do a good shot on that. Go. You go.
Real quick. I got a quick question because you said that you played overseas and you played in the D League. Just real quick. Let's give a quick comparison between the two.
The opportunity with the D League, is better than any opportunity you can do in basketball because you can get that call up, get that pay upgrade, as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. But whereas I feel like players should just take their time and know where they at for real, like be a realist with yourself as far as your opportunity of getting that call up. Mm-hmm. Are you speaking to coaches? Have you been to a training camp? Because that's the dream, to just go there, kill, and get a call up, but it's not the reality. Mm-hmm. Whereas overseas, I feel like right now, that's the market that a lot of people and players are attacking. Even back in the day where it was more easier, now because it's such and so many people play. I mean, so many players are choosing to go overseas. Now it's like they really looking at your background. What you doing? Was you killing last year? Was you winning? Whereas if you was the traditional, had a good career in college, you would get a job over there. Whereas now it's kind of tougher. But I just think just the difference is just the opportunity. You get to get to the NBA right quick and over there. But at the same time, players shouldn't get discouraged because you can build up your resume overseas and build up your brand and all that. And NBA teams watch you over there. So
Okay, cool.
Well, we all know who your father is.
Mace.
Rest in peace, definitely.
Legends,
Mad respect. Everybody that knows me, I don't always rock with the Knicks, but I always respected Anthony Mason for his versatility and his toughness. Growing up, were you a Knicks fan, and was your father? Because you know, a lot of times, like kids or NBA players, they don't necessarily be like, "Oh, I love my daddy, but my favorite player is somebody else." Was your father also your favorite player?
I mean, yeah.
Growing up, also.
Yeah, probably. You know, honestly, when I was younger, basketball, I was a kid. You know, it was when we didn't have a lot of stuff to just get into. So I was really a kid. I was outside chilling, basketball. So I used to watch my pops. So it became, you know, a favorite player probably later, like middle school when I started playing. But like as I got older, because we played different positions, I did have other players as my favorite. Like my favorite player was D Wade.
Okay.
At all times. Like,
Miami. Shout out to the Miami Heat.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, and then coming from college, going down there and being in the locker room with him was just crazy.
Yeah.
Plus, my pops played there before, so the love there.
right.
So it was just following. So it's like, you know, you can't get away from being Anthony Mason Jr.
Well, speaking of the Miami Heat, how far do you have them going this season?
Man, that's the only team I seen. The East, I watched the East. I ain't gonna lie, I've been watching the Warriors a lot and the West a lot because they've been battling.
Dude, it's must-see TV.
But
man.
Miami, I like Miami how they build it. You know, they
He
got
has
Chris Bosh
he has
back.
them coming out east.
If they played
I
the
feel like
Cavs
they'd
in the
get Cavs
playoffs,
the
I think they would beat them.
Yeah,
That's my opinion.
you got that veteran team, and if Chris is 100%, you got Winslow. Is he coming off the bench? He's
coming off the bench right now. But he's getting big minutes though.
But he's been doing well. Then you got a Whiteside down there. He's gonna be battling with the other big man from Cleveland. So I feel like the experience can give Cavs a run for their money.
It worries me. They have the only person they have to space out the floor is Chris Bosh. That's your starting power forward. I think Dragic don't really fit.
I don't like him.
I don't like how he fits
And I
with
was just
Miami.
telling my boy that I like Dragic, but you know they trying to go off like, what you talking about when he was a supersonic? Like, Dragic be killing. Like,
He kills when he has the ball in his hands. With
Right.
D-Wade on it, he doesn't have the
he
ball in
can't
his
have
hands.
the
He
ball
doesn't
in
know how
his
to play
hand.
without the ball.
Dragic himself said the type of offense that I thrive in is when I have the ball, can dribble out, drive to the hole, and dish out for a shot.
But
and that's not their
why
offense.
do you run from Bledsoe to run the Wade is going to have the ball,
Right.
So
Well, he has more respect for Dwayne Wade.
I
That's
guess,
why.
I
You know,
guess.
like there's more of a reverence at
That's-
Dwayne Wade being an all-time great.
that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't want to play with Bledsoe, but like he said, it makes
the
sense.
reality of the Heat and the Suns.
Yeah.
You know, I might get a ring over it, whereas the Suns, we working up.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I mean, I was watching the Heat last night. Nah. When they came
on,
back
man.
and they beat Philly, no doubt.
They were
but
losing
nah.
by 17 to
Nah.
Philly.
Now
Nah.
listen,
It's early, man.
Nah.
It's early.
Every play, like I'm gonna name all of his play. Like he said, Whiteside, Tristan, Dragic.
Are we comparing
Kyrie.
Whiteside to Tristan?
No, I'm saying that's who they're gonna be battling. I'm not even a big Love fan, but I ain't a big Bosh fan either.
I'll take Bosh over Kevin Love.
I remember Bosh getting 2 rebounds in the playoffs in a game.
I remember Bosh hitting
starting
big-
power forward.
I remember Bosh hitting big
Yes,
shots
no doubt,
at
no
the
doubt.
end of games.
And at the-
something that the Cavaliers
It's-
are allergic
if
to.
you was naming a power forward who was gonna dominate, then yeah, he could take Love. Bosh ain't gonna. No, he's Bosh. And then you have Wade and you got LeBron.
Somebody
We don't
gets
even
to
know
the
if
court
Wade
and
gonna be
somebody
healthy.
rises to the occasion.
We don't. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then I look at their bench. Yo, the Cavs bench is.
Listen, I agree with you. On paper, the Cavs are the most loaded team in the Eastern Conference.
On the court. Did you watch them last night?
They're not better than Golden State.
No, I said them too. You said the Eastern Conference.
In the Eastern Conference,
Did
yes,
you
they're
watch
the
the
most loaded
Cavs
team.
and did you watch the Heat last night? It's like after that whole thing, yo, they blew the Bucks out last night. Like just sent them home.
No, it was
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
No, Atlanta. The other, you're right. The game before that, they sent the Bucks home. Like the Heat don't have that no more. Now they're a good team. They're gonna be in the playoffs and they'll get the win or two because of their veteran leadership. But nah.
we'll
see.
Left field.
man.
A coach got fired. I know how you feel about coaches. So let me start with you. Your man Kevin McHale got fired this week. Was it justified or did they hit the panic button?
You know when the team's going bad, like I always.
I want those. I throw some smooth music for this too.
You know the first line of fire is the coach, yo. So obviously the coaches get the praise when they doing good. Coaches got to get the brunt of it when they doing bad. I think it was a little premature, it was a little early, but my thing is like this dude. Dwight Howard, yo. I know he might not be totally healthy.
Kevin McHale walking out with the briefcase, slowly looking
for real. It did me dirty, yo.
You know,
I just took y'all to the conference finals.
But understand, it's all about this guy. I looked at the game and I looked at 7 possessions straight. I didn't even realize he was on the court.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard.
Did you see? Hold up. Did you see that last 39 seconds last night?
Last night?
Was it last night against Houston?
But
the Knicks played Houston last night.
That was that
Dwight ain't played last night.
But he didn't play last night.
But still, without even with Dwight. And they trying to
Friday.
Kevin McHale. No, it's a problem. Like, who is coaching this team?
Exactly.
He went down 39 seconds. You down 3.
Yeah.
We trying to force a 3 right now?
Yeah, I saw that.
Quick 2.
Yeah.
And let's play D.
Yeah,
that's right.
I have a question for you. Being that you're a world-class athlete, you've competed at the highest level. How do you feel in terms of like the blame portion to where these coaches get a certain amount of blame? Where do you really lie a lot of responsibility? Do you think a lot of times coaches get too much of the blame, or is it justified when you see a coach get fired like this?
Right, more than like he was just saying, like when asked the question, who are you talking about? Right. When you ask the question about teams losing, what's the first names that come out? The players. Mm-hmm. So we are the ones that assume their responsibility of taking care of what goes on their court. Mm-hmm. The coaches is their motivator. It's a lot of coaches that can motivate you to play harder, and a lot of times is me when I tell a lot of kids. Nobody should be able to motivate you or have to tell you to play hard. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that should just be in you. So I feel like it's the responsibility of the player. But in a business like the NBA, like the league, now we're dealing with big markets, big business. That's different.
So in what situation could you see where, okay, I can absolutely identify the coach being the give me a scenario where you think like the coach is just not living up to his end of the bargain in terms of getting his teams prepared on a night in, night out basis.
Byron Scott. I'm sorry. It was
I'm saying,
I'm sorry.
If you say Scott, then I feel like not sitting Kobe down and just like, yo, chill, let these young boys get it. Yeah. And taking a real route of knowing the future. Or are you trying to like preserve Kobe's last year for the last wave give up? Right. Like in a coach's like in their predicament. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like your question again was
no. I was saying like basically you put most of the responsibility on the players. Are there situations where you think it's really the coach's fault?
It's probably when the team stops responding, right? Like when they stop listening.
And that's what they trying to say, that they wasn't responding. But I mean, like it's like, what am I responding to? I mean, how can you show that from how I'm playing on the court or how hard I play? I feel like it's just like I feel like the camaraderie in the locker room, how players are together, how people are, playing. It's like.
So you basically think like the coach is insignificant then? That's basically what you get. That's what you get. Like they put everything on the players.
Yeah, but that's who we out there. Yeah. We the ones that go to war. He puts out the game plan, and we gotta take that game plan.
Gotta execute it.
Can I say something? Yeah, just off what he said. What did my man just do? LeBron. What did he say?
The segue.
Yeah, exactly. The coach puts in the game plan. He, as a leader of the team, called out the team. Like, yo. We ain't win nothing last year. Like, yo, like he said, I get up and go to work every day. Nobody got to motivate me to do that. So why do you feel you need somebody to motivate yourself? You're a professional. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now, at the end of the day, when we get to the highest level, you need them coaches to know how to push the right buttons here and there. But I got to motivate you to play hard?
In these last couple of teams like LeBron and the Warriors, the 2 top teams in the NBA, right? If you look at the floor, like LeBron's coaching their team.
Yeah.
Steph Curry is the general of their team. Like what they move.
I said that a little while ago.
Certain plays that they make. If you watch what's going on, certain reactions. Like I got this. You know what I'm saying? I got the plan, but then you do got the Spurs. Popovich is a brilliant coach, and you can see that on the players. You can see the mask of the coach on the players.
But you see, not everybody has a Steph Curry or a LeBron James to actually coach the team. Even a dude like Rondo.
Tim Duncan.
Even a dude like Rondo. honestly, being a Kobe,
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
I don't know.
He's the coach.
That's a whole other story.
No, I mean, it's you follow your leader's lead. I'm following Tim.
Is he directing players on the court like LeBron and Steph?
Defensively, yes.
Tim, and that's another thing. It's on the players. It's for your senior player to buy into what coach is doing.
right,
So
that's
now
right.
the coaches, your older players, Ginobili, Tim Duncan, Parker, are buying into what coach is selling. I'm following the lead. Whereas you got the players that probably, hey, the coaches, I know more than the coach. No, you don't. And now everybody's following your lead. And now you got the Rockets.
So, P.S. real quick, your boy, I got it fair. Do you know your man walked off the court yesterday?
Oh, yeah,
and got his team a technical foul. He subbed himself out.
LeBron.
LeBron James.
Wait, what?
It was a bad, pass.
Yeah.
It was like a repost. He got stuck in the corner. Cephalosha, he reposted the ball. Your man just walked off the court.
He walked off the court.
And went where?
To the bench.
He walked to the bench. The ref didn't make the sub. The ref didn't make the sub.
Wait, hold on.
That's LeBron James.
He said it like he just walked to the bench. Like, yo, I'm dead. No, but
he walked straight to the bench.
He walked straight to
a beeline.
But he thought the ref was gonna make the sub, and he didn't. The ref didn't sub it. So the ref told him he had to come back, and he got a text.
PS. Hold on.
Somebody was at the table?
No. They didn't stop. Like they immediately got the ball and threw it in. They were
The ball went out of bounds, and he thought he was gonna get subbed, but he didn't get subbed. He came right back.
When the ball went out of bounds, that was one of them quick plays where they immediately took the ball.
How much we won by?
And inbounded in.
How much we won by?
I mean, they won, but
we gotta talk about this.
How much we won by?
Listen.
How much we won by?
Well, let's talk about something he said after 2 straight losses. Basically, LeBron James called out his teammates with basically 10 games into the season, talking about, hey, we didn't win the finals, but we walking around here like we won the finals. Listen, I distinctly remember LeBron James referring to the fact that if Kyrie and Kevin Love were healthy, they would win the finals. They're only feeding into your message, LeBron, walking around here like you actually won the finals. What I see happening is nobody expected Golden State and Steph Curry to start off the season the way they're doing, okay? And one person I know is taking notice is LeBron James.
2 minutes.
Now you're hearing.
Is this a Steph Curry era? Is it the end of LeBron?
That's what I'm saying. Steph Curry's Here's the thing. What LeBron is noticing.
Is it in the middle? Because I've been getting a lot of questions lately.
This is one thing I think LeBron feels like he's entitled to that MVP and he's entitled to that best player in the league title. What a lot of people, the same people that have supported LeBron for years, are basically saying Steph Curry is the new best player.
They out there looking at us like we done stole their player.
You understand what I'm saying?
To be a realist, right now, if we say right now, Steph Curry is the best player.
He is the best player, and I think LeBron James is feeling the pressure of that. That's why he's snapping at all his teammates.
But to answer your question, what happened after he said that?
I mean, they
smacked the Bucks,
Yeah,
then they
did.
smacked Atlanta.
They
What
did.
he's saying is, we need to get serious. We here for one reason. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? But because, like I said, the reason he had the problem with Love last year, why? Love came in camp out of shape. He's seeing dudes not being focused. You know what I mean? And I have certain players on Cleveland who I personally think who he talking about. You know what I mean? Dudes like
who?
like JR and all that. But that's my person. You know,
We got 1 minute left. We do this thing called fire off. You can say anything you want to say about anything, however you feeling. Fire off, MASE Jr.
Fire off.
Anything
you want to say, you want to rant about.
Get this promo on. You know, I got the non-profit Starting Up Family on 3. Okay.
No doubt.
Got a blog spot, Southern Fried TV. That's what I do, like into film and production. Harlem Nights, my new film, possibly I was a part of last year. Possibly about to get picked up. I just had the news, New York Post do an article on us yesterday. It was called Harlem Nights. Group of guys that play basketball, and now they dealing with life after basketball. So hopefully they get picks up, and want to shout out y'all for letting me come on.
No doubt. Thank you for coming out.
Situation next after this, so
No
we'll
doubt.
get into it.
Yeah, because they ready to kill us. They look like, yo, we up. All right, shout to Canelo for the victory last night. We didn't get to that. And Reggie Jackson he's a little mad about that John Wall comment as he tried to go at John Wall. But he still lost.
He won the game.
He lost. He still lost.
And Steph Curry is the best player in the NBA.
He's the hottest. He's the hottest. He's not the best.
The best.
See y'all next week.
Next week.
Peace.
Locker room.